Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mount Deurklink. In the last episode, I made this this husky tour, which travels around this area here in the middle. Also, the railroad goes around it nicely. But of course, we'll have to fill in this area. And one type of coaster that the park doesn't have yet is a wooden coaster. And I think this is the perfect size of land to actually fit a nice Woodie here. So yeah, it will probably require me to try it out a few times, but I think I sort of have a good idea of what I want my layout here to look like. One concern that I still have is that I still need to make a path that actually leads here, but I think I'll just make a simple tunnel here with a nice entrance, and then it pops out somewhere over here. And then here, in this area, we can have the station of the coaster. So yeah, I think if we decorate the tunnel nicely, just as a little, maybe a mine tunnel or just a house, I'll see how I decorate it. I think it will look pretty cool. Anyway, I will just get started on the coaster and the tunnel towards it. And if anything interesting happens, I'll be back with more narration. Now, when you make a wooden roller coaster, it's always the question what kind of trains you're gonna use for the coaster type. Now, this layout that I'm going to make will not be particularly twisty or with lots of curved drops and hills. Well, they will have a few. So, I think I'm just gonna go with the 6-seater trains here. And also because on the RMC we already have these articulated coaster trains. So I think it will be nice to have a different kind of train on this coaster. So I guess it will be a bit of an old school layout. So I will just let it go down here. It will go around. I think I will try to make a diagonal that goes under the lift hill. And go up here. So it will just make several circuits here before it goes back to the station. So yeah, I'm just gonna mess around a bit more, see if I can come up with a layout that will look nice for this area. Alright, I think I can live with this layout. So here's the station. From there's just a little dip into the lift hill. Now, here's the first big drop, and then there's this, this big curved hill. After that, there's a drop downwards, kind of like a double down, because it only drops down a bit. Then there's a little bit of a hill, and then there's a bigger drop here. Again, I made a focus on airtime, because it drops down here. Here's a double up, going up this hill here over the lift hill. After that, again, just another hill with some more pops of airtime. Here it passes under the diagonal piece of track. Here's another shallow hill. And finally here there's another turnaround inside the other one. A little bit of a hill here, and then it's on to the brake run. So yeah, it's not a very long layout, but for sure I think it is a ride full of little airtime hills, and I'm sure I would enjoy riding this. Okay, now that the layout of the ride is done, it's time to start working on the support structure surrounding it, and of course a coaster like this also really deserves some footers. Actually, someone in the previous episode asked me if these huskies wouldn't be spooked by this rattling roller coaster that goes around near them. But yeah, they won't, because these huskies are trained. They're actually born around here. So they're born being used to the sound of the coaster. And some of them actually like riding the coaster. It's actually rumored that one of the operators is also a husky. So yeah, that's just some side information. Anyway, I will just continue working on the supports of the coaster and of course the station. Now, what you sometimes get when you rotate your entrances and exits, for example, there's a rotated exit here, and that's that guests will actually, they'll be in a weird spot when they exit the train. You can see them through the wall here. Now, I could try to make a structure around it, in order to make it so the guests will actually look like they're not clipping through the wall, but the easiest thing is probably just to put a tree in front. So yeah, when the viewer cannot see it, you can just pretend it doesn't happen. Okay, I'm now going through the process of adding footers to the coaster support. Now, not really sure if I'm going to do it everywhere, but for sure I'm going to do it in the places where it's more easy to do so. So that's usually under these supports, and probably also here on the sides. Also this diagonal part. I think these footers look quite nice here. Yeah, it's a bit of a tedious process, but yeah, I think it's really worth the effort. Alright, I didn't really like the way the station looked. It looked a bit more too medieval, and this for sure is not a medieval area. So yeah, I just changed it a bit just to make the station look more like a generic wooden coaster station. Now I still need to come up with a name for it. Yeah, probably just need to do a little bit more foliage around it. But yeah, I'm already really happy with the way it looks right now. So yeah, in some areas I did footers, in some areas where that are less accessible I just put some plants around it just to hide the fact that there are not actually any footers. But for sure I think it looks really good around here. Like I said, these footers are quite tedious to do, but definitely worth it if you have the patience to do them. They will definitely make your coaster look a lot nicer. Okay, now I've made this little rock here. I think it will be nice to put another patron in the spotlights. So let's see if we can place a little path here. I'll make the path invisible later. Someone recently joined our Patreon club, so let's put a snowman here and let's give him a name, and his name will be Deurklink. So yeah, thanks a lot to Deurklink for joining us as a patron. I really appreciate it. Deurklink is a member on our Discord, and he really likes keeping stats on everybody's performance in contests, stuff like that. So yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks for all your help on the Discord, and yeah, I hope you like your spot here in the park. Alright, our Woody is mostly finished now, and what's left to do is to make an entrance here, and of course to give the coaster a name. So yeah, for the entrance I will just make a building quite similar to the Husky Tours building. I think it will look pretty cool here. I think it's really nice how the queue for the coaster actually already starts here, and then it gets to go underground all the way to the coaster over here. But yeah, I think this is a nice transition. I think it quite nicely solves the issue that we have to actually pass under or over the husky tours, right? But this way we don't really interfere much. Alright, that was it for this Woodie. Now, it still needs a name, but instead of coming up with a name myself, I think it will be nice to let the viewers once again decide on a name. So, if you have a good name for the coaster, just let me know in the comments, and who knows, maybe I'll pick your name for the wooden coaster if I really like it. Alright, I think the only thing that's left for this episode is to actually take a ride on this Woodie as it goes through a lap of this circuit. So I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.